What happens when a police weapons investigation suddenly intersects with the family of one of America's most recognizable and controversial members of Congress? That's exactly what happened this week in Minneapolis, and within hours, the story exploded across social media. But there's an important detail getting lost in all the political noise. According to the reporting available right now, Ilhan Omar's son has not been accused of wrongdoing, and he was not the person arrested. The story centers on Adnan Hirsi, Omar's son, and a man identified as 22-year-old Abdulrahman Tulle Abdi. Multiple reports say Minneapolis police executed a search warrant on August 25 at an apartment reportedly shared by the two men. Guns and ammunition were reportedly recovered, and Abdi was arrested on a weapons-related charge. Hennepin County booking records list Abdi as arrested by Minneapolis police on August 25 and show a weapons charge, while also making clear that an arrest record is not proof of guilt. Here's where the story gets complicated. The initial report came from Alpha News, which said law enforcement sources identified the apartment as a residence where Hirsi lived. Other outlets have repeated that claim, but there has been a significant caveat. The Hindustan Times reported that it could not independently confirm that Hirsi actually lived at that specific apartment or independently verify his connection to Abdi. So while the alleged roommate relationship is at the center of the story, some details remain based on reporting rather than full public confirmation. According to reporting citing the Minneapolis Police Department, the investigation reportedly began with a traffic stop involving Abdi. His vehicle was allegedly stopped over issues involving insurance and proof of a valid license. The vehicle was reportedly kept by police, and a firearm was subsequently discovered, leading investigators toward the apartment. Abdi was then arrested, while Hirsi was not arrested and has not been publicly implicated in the alleged weapons offense. And that distinction matters, because social media moved much faster than the facts. Within hours, conservative commentators began focusing on the fact that the apartment was reportedly connected to Omar's son. Posts described the situation as embarrassing for the congresswoman and suggested the investigation raised broader questions about her family. Some went even further, repeating unrelated and unproven allegations about Omar herself. Those claims are not established facts and should not be treated as part of this weapons investigation. There is another reason this story has attracted so much attention. Ilhan Omar has built a public political identity around progressive policies, including efforts to prevent gun violence. Her congressional campaign says she supported major gun safety legislation and continues to advocate for policies aimed at reducing gun violence. Her official congressional website also highlights gun violence prevention as part of her record. That political contrast is now being used by critics to frame the story as a contradiction. But politically uncomfortable circumstances aren't the same thing as evidence of criminal conduct. A person can share a residence with someone who becomes the subject of a police investigation without automatically being responsible for that person's alleged actions. And so far, the publicly available reporting does not establish that Hirsi possessed the weapons, knew about them, or participated in any crime. The arrest itself is also important to put into perspective. Abdi was booked in Hennepin County on August 25, according to available booking records, and reports say he was released the following night. Some media reports have also pointed to a previous criminal history involving Abdi, including an earlier high-speed driving case, but those details are separate from the current weapons investigation and don't establish what happened inside the apartment. And as of now, there is no public indication that Ilhan Omar herself has been accused of wrongdoing in this case. Her congressional office has been approached for comment, while the Minneapolis Police Department declined to provide additional details to Fox News Digital. That means some of the biggest questions remain unanswered, including exactly what investigators were looking for, who legally possessed the weapons that were recovered, and whether anyone else could ultimately face charges. That's the bigger story here. A police search, a weapons arrest, a prominent politician's son, and a politically charged social media environment have all collided in one headline. But the facts currently support a much narrower conclusion. Police reportedly searched an apartment linked by some reports to Adnan Hirsi, arrested his alleged roommate Abdulrahman Abdi, and recovered guns and ammunition. Beyond that, the investigation has to speak for itself. And until investigators or court records establish more, it's important to separate what has actually been confirmed from what people online want the story to mean. Because in a case this politically explosive, the difference between an allegation, an arrest, and proven wrongdoing isn't a technicality. It's the entire story. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Prime Wire, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news. Thanks for watching.